104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good
morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Thursday. Yay, Thursday, which means Friday Eve. It's January 16th of 2025. It's 6:01, and the gang is here. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. How you feeling there, Sam?
The stomach bug tried to attack me.
That's the worst,
And
man.
it was fun, and I
and you
enjoyed
lost.
it, and I lost, and thank God my husband was home to take care of babes.
6 o'clockers didn't know that you were preggers
Yeah.
until the next morning, and then you weren't here for 2 days because
I
that
know,
bug got
I
you.
couldn't talk about it. It's like, did she already give birth? No, I just...
She's 8.5 months, but she's
and
not there
then-
yet.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
no. For some reason, I don't know if it was just something I ate, because I know there's like another virus going around, but my symptoms, thank God, weren't as bad as that one that I keep hearing from other
Well, also,
people.
you have a toddler that might bring you
Neurovirus.
things.
Yeah, the neurovirus. And then, being pregnant, you can't take a lot of medication. And so
that's
it's just
true.
kind of like you just got to rat it out on some ginger ale and crackers if you can keep it
The
down.
magic cure, is it not? What is it about crackers and ginger
I don't know.
ale?
I have my Canada Dry right
Or
beside
Sprite.
me just in case. with an
They should
apple.
almost market it as like just sick food because it's
Yeah.
like the only time I will ever have ginger ale or saltines, I'm under the weather.
It's when you're, yeah.
There's no way like during an average like course of the week, hey, I really am in the mood for some saltines.
I like it with butter.
Sometimes I am.
I do like
I'll
saltine
put butter on
crackers,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
yeah.
I'll eat saltines. I
I
just
don't
don't need
think
to do the
Not
combo
good for you,
together
but-
if I'm sick.
Ever eaten it.
But it's not like a
Oh, it's
go-to
good, Sam.
Makes
snack.
it slippery.
Get like some Kerrygold spreadable butter or whatever like the
Yeah.
spreadable butter is,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, just
swipe a little
I feel
bit
like
on
they
the
already
crackers.
have so much like saturated fat on their crackers
Probably,
that
but
you
you're,
don't
you're,
need
you're
extra
thinking
butter.
like an
We never said
adult
it's healthy.
dieting woman. You gotta just take it for what it is, woman.
Can't. Oh,
You see what was banned?
yes.
Red dye number 3.
Finally?
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Finally,
They've only been talking about it for 50 years.
Yeah.
finally.
Well, did you
crazy.
see that it was out of cosmetics like 35 years
Yeah.
ago? They took it out of cosmetics,
Yeah.
but yet they
We're
thought
letting
it was
it ingest
okay for us
Eat
to
it.
eat it.
They didn't want you to put it on your face, but it was okay to consume it.
There's a thing
Here's
like,
the items.
bizarre.
Here's some items. Ring pops.
oh my gosh, yeah, because now so what you can do is you can use the color, like, what is it, turmeric for yellow. They usually use beets for red. If you try and buy the healthy snacks for kids, you can see that list of what makes the colors.
Yeah.
So there are over 2,000 products sold in the U.S. that contain red number 3, and some of the products that contain it: Brock's candy corn, Valentine's Day candy, including the iconic conversation hearts, Pez, Ring Pops, certain brands of ice cream like Safeway Select Peppermint Ice Cream or Kroger Neapolitan, popsicles like Nerds Bomb Pops, frosting on cupcakes like Target's Favorite Day, Valentine's Day cupcakes. A lot of this is Valentine's themed because it's that time right
Coming
now.
up.
Cookies with red sprinkles like Walmart's Freshness Guaranteed Heart Sugar Cookies and Frosted Circus Animal Cookies. The Circus Animal Cookies. Those are iconic. The frosted ones.
Oh, I
Oh,
forgot
That has
about
red
those.
number 3.
Okay.
Nesquik strawberry flavored low fat milk, imitation bacon bits like the ones that you see in Betty Crocker pasta salads, Jack Link's beef and cheddar sticks, canned fruits in fruit juice, including mixed fruit from Publix, and Vigo
What about,
yellow
like,
rice.
Like red, like Hawaiian Punch or
about a
red
nice
Gatorade
Hawaiian
or
Punch?
Anything
something.
that's red has that
Yeah,
in there.
pretty
If you look
much.
at the,
All that stuff is
I mean,
ingredient list.
isn't there something else they could use as an alternative?
Yeah, but it
yeah,
might
but
cost them 2 cents more.
See, that's what it's
Yeah,
all
and
about.
it won't be as red.
That's what everything is always
We eat
about.
with our
Money.
eyes.
Money, greed.
This
Well,
won't
there
happen
wa-
for 3 years, though, right? They got like 3 years to get rid of this or something.
Oh,
I thought I read. I'm not sure.
To ease it out.
That's not going to happen like
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it says companies will have up to 3 years to reformulate their products, the
Not like
FDA
Tik-
said.
Well, TikTok plans on shutting down Sunday. They shut down U.S. operations. It's used by 170 million Americans. But here's what it means. They signed this law back in April. It mandates a ban on the new TikTok downloads on Apple. It's not like it's going to suddenly disappear.
all the updates and stuff.
Yeah.
But the TikTok
Users-
that you know is going to be
What's so
different.
dumb, though, is there everybody I see on TikTok and I talk to, they're going to Red Note, and this is actually owned by the Chinese. Like, TikTok is like Singapore, and it's really not. I mean, so they're actually going to a place where it is the
Legit
Chinese.
owned
Like, it's outright
by China.
spying on you.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
The government, our stupid government, just screwed us by getting rid of this, and now everyone's going to the place where Chinese.
It's actually
Well,
owned
what's
by
interesting,
China.
China.
the law bars U.S. companies starting on Sunday from providing services to enable the distribution, maintenance, or updating of it. But Americans should not expect to see TikTok just suddenly disappear.
Well, also, let's reset. The reason, Eric, you're saying that about how ridiculous it is that they're sending people to an app owned by China is the whole reason TikTok is going away is they think that China is spying on us through this app.
With the
But China
algorithm
does
and-
not own the app, right? You said Singapore? Somebody
They're saying in
owns it?
Singapore, they're saying it's weird, but I mean,
So then,
just sell
if
it
they don't own it,
There's
they're
a bunch of
spying
people
on
that
us.
want to. Now they will for sure if everyone goes.
Yeah.
I told my kids don't because what happens is you can say whatever you want on there. God forbid your kids go to China like in 5 years for school, and then they find this on Red Note that you said something about them. You're in jail.
Wow.
Well, why do you think that they don't want to give up TikTok? Because they're already getting this information from you. It's banned in government phones because it's already happening.
It's so weird.
the only
It
way
sounds
to
good to fight it like those suits in D.C. They all want to look like look at us. We're taking on China.
We're taking
Well,
on China.
The
I
only
don't
way to
have
truly
TikTok.
fight it is just to basically go off the grid and not use your phone because you're being listened to
That is true.
or spied on
The Daily Show
every
showed
second of every day.
the Supreme Court goes up. As you can tell, these people are more like the Walgreens app, not TikTok app. They don't care about TikTok. They're old. Like, it's true. It's like there could be a bunch of once all these people on TikTok are of age to vote, watch out.
Yeah.
Well,
Those
They're
things
going to
like
forget
you-
about it.
you'd
Something else
think,
will come
but they're
around
going to
by
forget
then.
about it.
They're going to, yeah.
But-
4 years from now, they're going to forget about
Okay, so if you want to put politics into it, Trump is the one that wanted it banned, and then Biden wanted it banned. So you have both sides.
Yep.
You have got both parties.
But all it takes is someone to say they want to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Trump said he might keep it now
Yeah.
because they voted for him.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But I mean,
so
in
how
the
does-
article, he's like,
I'm
well,
like, all
young
right.
people voted for me
How
because
does
of
that
this.
even happen? Like, I thought, like, it's passed through everything, even made it through all the courts.
Yeah,
How
he
can,
can't- it's
how
not
can
one
someone just
person
wave
can't.
a wand now? I'm like, oh, never mind. It's
They can't.
unbanned now.
No.
I kind of felt like it was. I'm not a big TikTok user, and I know everybody does, but some people you just kind of gravitate to the one you like. And I'm an Instagram girl, right?
Real sucks.
I just like to see stuff on Instagram, and
Yep.
I feel like people who are crazy about TikTok, maybe they've been hyper focused. Maybe some have their head in the sand, like it's not going to happen. I'll just keep on keeping on until I go there one day and it disappears. So I don't really know what's going to happen. I've heard a lot of different stories of it'll continue on, but once it gets bought by the next person, it won't look like the
That guy
TikTok
from
you know.
Shark Tank.
Mr.
Kevin O'Leary.
Wonderful.
O'Leary.
He's like, he's like, I would tell Trump because I'm going to be working with him. There's 163 million small businesses that make money from TikTok that use it, and he had some other facts and stuff. He's like, there's, and you say now the people that voted and stuff too. He's like, it does help. People make a lot of money working on, they get money for
And
being TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
Influencers.
TikTok and
Influencers.
Reels, this is how we get our information now, right? And so, of course, we're supposed to take it with a grain of salt. Is this true or not? But to your point about, you think Reel sucks, but I will see this on a Reel about what we just talked about, the food dyes. There's a thing I saw a couple weeks ago about what Kellogg's Corn Flakes was made of in like 1990 versus what it's made of now, or what it's made of, what right now, how they sell it to the UK versus us. And there's like 17 more ingredients in the one for us.
colors.
And it was all the side by sides. Like, why don't you just let us have what you're making for the UK? Why are you poisoning the Americans with all this sugar?
Once
and
again,
stuff?
it always goes back
And-
to money.
Well, listen, the FDA about the red number 3, there's still 8 other synthetic artificial dyes approved for human consumption. So that's just one of the devils that you got to beat down. And the other 8 are still biting at your ankles.
The only reason I think Reels sucks is because it's like, okay, I saw that 2 weeks ago on TikTok. Like Reels is like
Saying they're behind the times.
Yeah.
It's a little delayed.
Yeah, they're not as up to date.
TikTok's
With trends.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I can never
Zuckerberg
really jump
banned
on is, the only form of communication between teenagers is Snap. And I'm not a
Snapchat.
Snap girl.
I love Snapchat.
I
My
stay
dad's
Snap.
even on
'Cause I don't want to do
Snapchat.
Snap just because my kids, I don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they can have like friends only, and so you can only see special things.
How long Snapchat? I think my daughter was doing that in high school, and she's been out of high school for 6
been
years.
around for
I've been
forever.
doing
12
Snapchat.
years,
Like I
because-
said, my dad just got it, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So I sent him snaps every single day.
Your dad's snapping?
Yep.
No, that's
I sent him
cute.
snaps of Santiago, my little baby.
So interesting because my brother
that funny? My
loves
mom's on
Snapchat
Snap.
and he sends his 2-year-old to us. Like that's how we know what her
Yes.
everyday things are. But can't you just do the same thing on your? I mean, I know like Snap makes it easier, right?
It makes it
Because-
so much easier because it's so quick.
Because
I
you're
don't
going
really
through
want all
the
these
app.
videos on my phone. Like sometimes they're funny, but a lot of times like it'll be like Santiago doing something really silly. Well, you don't need a
It
whole
doesn't
video
save
of
to your
that.
phone anyway.
No, if you put it on your story, then it'll save to your phone, and then you can go like it'll save to the app, and then you can go back and you'll get flashbacks. So it's fun because like
Okay.
last year I can
Like
see what
Facebook
he
time
was
homes.
doing. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
You know, some people's argument is why give an app like Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram your like why talk through that app versus just a direct text where your phone company has the text versus that other entity has all your text
Then
and
your parents won't see it.
exchange. Yeah, I'm saying for adults. I'm not
Snaps
talking about
disappear.
teenagers.
I said 15-year-olds are like, hell yeah.
No, I'm saying for you and me, Eric.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's why I
if
don't.
you're going to send me a picture of your dog, Sebi, why not just send it straight to me versus go? I'm not asking that. I'm saying that I've seen
That's
the
why we do
argument
it, yeah.
on the phone, on the internet, you know, just whatever about like you do realize that when you go through an app, you're giving the app all of your information because you signed the I accept.
Oh, the day I retire and quit, I'm just going to take my iPhone and throw it
In the
in the
ocean.
bayou.
You'll be like Andy in Devil Wears Prada and just throw the phone in the French fountain.
No more social media.
The
I'm
end.
done doing this crap.
Miranda's calling her.
I have to do
You
it now.
say that, but there's no way you're going to
You'll
give
be
it
so
up.
bored.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, I have some audio that might disturb Eric because it has to do with someone who is so beloved. And not everybody's perfect, right? You can't
Yeah, people make
be
mistakes.
totally perfect. However, there's a super beloved person that none of us can see doing any wrong, but she wronged this one person in a really bad way. And the lady is sharing the story not out of spite, but it might make you change your mind about the person you love so much, Eric.
Oh, no. I already lost Paula Dean.
Yeah, you did.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And I lost
hopefully-
Diddy.
Yeah, see,
Hopefully it's
Diddy
not on
and
that
Dean, they should-
level.
Here's
Diddy and
your,
Dean. Oh,
here's your weather for today.
All right, it's going to be cloudy. Looks like a high in the low 60s right now. 42 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And, let me start with the Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet story. Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet is promoting a movie called The Complete Unknown. Do I pretend like I know it's about? No, it's a complete unknown. So I'm going to just tell you
Title
that.
gives it away.
Yeah. So with every film or project an actor is a part of, then there's the press junket part of this project. Your job and your contract is you will promote this film.
It's the Bob Dylan
You will
one?
go on talk shows.
Bob
Yeah,
Dylan, right?
That's making
'Cause he's going to host
rounds.
SNL and he's going to sing and perform.
Okay, then yes, you're right.
What's it called?
A complete unknown.
Yeah. It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Thank
Bob
you for tying
Dylan's
those together.
biopic or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
So part of the, promotion is having a big red carpet premiere. And we've learned over the years that celebrities that go to the red carpet premieres many times don't even stay for the movie. They just have to do the red carpet walk and the pictures and the screaming and the autographing and all the fun. Well, there's a lot of traffic everywhere. And this was the London premiere. In order to beat the traffic, he decided to rent one of those Lime brand e-bikes that you see in big cities. You just
Okay.
jump on the bike and ride around town.
Noise.
Well, apparently at his own movie premiere, he didn't park it correctly.
Uh-oh.
So he got fined $73.
What?
He's like, what? You guys be thanking me for showing up like this and being eco-friendly.
It's not like
You
one
got
of those
fined
things where
$73 for not parking it right.
you pick up the scooter, just leave it
it's
wherever
like,
you want, and
the
then they
bird
take
or
it.
lift that you have up in Austin. It's not very big down here in Houston.
No,
Yeah.
but it's polluted Austin
In
with
Austin.
scooters. It's sickening.
We tried it. We tried it in Houston.
I see
with
the bikes. I have some bikes by my house.
Oh, really? I thought they got rid of
I
that
thought they
B
did
cycle.
too.
Right there
Yeah.
by that Lifetime Fitness, I saw like a little thing for like 4 or 5 of them.
Well,
That's
if
better
you
than
don't park
scooters,
it right,
though.
you get a ticket.
Scooters scare me, man.
I know. They seem so dangerous. I mean, we were in San Antonio, I don't know, last year.
You and your family, not us as a
Yeah.
I
And
know you was going to say that.
I just
We
assume
were?
people
What did we do?
understand
Where was
that.
I?
How drunk was I?
No, but when in
I'm
San
pregnant.
Antonio, I noticed that these scooters are everywhere, and you can just pick one up and zip around anywhere you want. But if you don't know what you're doing,
Is it
you
weird
really
that
get
like
hurt?
those men defended the Alamo and died there, and then now
There's e-bikes in
hundreds of
front of
years
town.
later, there's some
in
scooters
there.
drunk driving by there. Woo!
Yeah.
Well, let me ruin you, Eric. Are you ready?
Ripley's Hall of Fame or whatever it is.
Yep.
Believe it or not thing.
Right across from the Alamo.
All right. So, who does Eric love? Eric loves his family. Eric loves bourbon.
Yeah.
Eric loved Betty White.
Wrestling.
Loves wrestling. He loved Betty White.
You
National
got it.
treasure, Betty White.
for sure.
Can't do any wrong. She's almost 100.
She's
Did
not
great
even
things
here
for
anymore, so she
animals.
definitely,
She just came like within a month of being 100.
Angelic woman.
the best.
Well, everybody has had an experience one way or another with people over the years. When you have like a, what, she had an 80-year career or something crazy like that. She's run into a lot of people. And depending on the decade, you know, there are some super popular people in different decades. You don't even know their names now. You don't even know their names now. When I was a kid, the name I'm about to tell you was not popular to me because I did not watch the show she was on. The show she was on in the 70s. But when I was growing up, she was always doing TV commercials to help feed children. For the cost of a cup of coffee, 26 cents. You could feed these children.
Yeah.
Feed the children. It's Sally Struthers. She was on a very famous show called All in the Family. She was the girlfriend, the wife named Gloria of Rob Reiner, who's Jake Reiner's dad.
Yeah.
Directed When Harry Met Sally, directed all these things. Anyway, she was doing this round table, and Betty White came up. And she told a not so nice story about Betty White. And she's not saying it with malice. If you hear the audio, I'll play it for you in 2 seconds. It's not with malice. Like, yeah. It's almost like, Eric, you told us that all these years since your mother passed, you know, your mother's an angel in your eyes and in your heart. But then one day your sister shattered you and said, you know, I didn't feel the same way about mom as you do.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Or my sister said, what? Yeah, I mean, I don't think mom liked me that much.
And you're like, what?
I'm like, what?
So here's the audio of what Sally Struthers
Mom was
shares
awesome.
about her run-in with Betty White.
And I have to say, now that she's gone, I'm going to talk about Betty White for just a moment. And I know everybody loves her. They loved her so much. They signed petitions to get her to guest host Saturday Night Live. I know all that.
Yeah.
I didn't have such a great experience with her.
Really?
Very passive-aggressive woman.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We went to her house once to work on a pilot for a new game show. She asked her housekeeper to bring in a plate of whatever to us while we were all sitting and talking about what was working about the game show and what wasn't. And then the plate was set in the middle, and it was cookies, I think. So I reached for a cookie, and she said in front of everyone, "Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, dear. You don't need a cookie."
Oh my goodness.
Totally fat shamed me in front of the rest of the people in the room. And I thought, gosh, that's not nice.
Man, and you don't forget that one burns in your head forever.
Well, you know, and then when you're older, they say
don't
they've
have a
lived their
filter.
life. They've lived their life. They know things.
Yeah.
What year was that? She didn't say what year it was. We're not talking about sweet old grandma saying crazy things that are rude. This could have been like Betty White in her prime, like 39-year-old Betty White was like, don't eat that.
Because if it was 30 years ago, she would have been, what, like 70 something?
I don't know how many years ago it was, because the 70s is 50 years ago.
Yeah.
The 70s
you're right.
is 50 years ago.
So Sally Struthers is on
If they're doing
this
game
show.
shows, it would have been probably more in the 80s.
80s, probably.
So 40 years
late
ago.
80s. But she had Golden Girls. She didn't have time for that crap.
Probably not. The reason Sally Struthers is coming up is because she's on a Netflix show right now with Ted Danson, Man on the Inside, which is a really cute show.
That's what I thought. I was just trying to fact check that because I was Googling
Yeah.
her.
I've been watching that series. It's really cute.
It was really cute.
What's it about?
He's retired. His wife has passed away, and he takes on a case. Basically, this woman wants to do an investigation into a retirement community because things are disappearing. So they get Ted Danson to go into this retirement community, and
he's undercover.
He's undercover, yeah. And it
looks heartwarming. Like I just watched the Netflix. You know how they put the trailer on automatically, and it looked heartwarming. Like he's like, I just told his daughter, like I feel useful. I feel like I have a purpose in life now.
It is. It's cute, and it's not the kind of show where you're like, oh, I got to binge it. But if you want to, like, maybe you've watched a lot of dark, serious television. You
It's
just
a
want
Squid Game. You need to watch before you go to bed.
Yeah, just something light and bright to cleanse the
There's
palate.
like a little mystery to it.
It's a
so it
cute
keeps-
show.
Well, everyone has. No one's perfect. Like gonna say something.
Yeah, everybody.
Right,
says
but
something
I'm sure
bad.
she probably the story probably
Some
would have
point
never
or another.
surfaced if she wasn't, on the show Netflix and being interviewed because, nobody's really talking to Sally Struthers anymore, but it wouldn't.
And maybe she's shot first. Maybe she in the meeting she said something about her age, like something about, well, we can't put you on the top square because you can't walk up those, to be on the top.
What, Betty hitting her twice?
So Betty's like, screw you. If you're going to call me old, I'm going to call you fat.
Well, you're just making it up now.
We're just taking
know.
a guess now.
Yeah, you're just making up the
Well, I'm going to
circumstance.
defend she's no longer here. So
But what cracks
So
me
wait,
up
hold
is
on.
the,
Betty
the
White died in
hosts.
2021 at 99.
Okay.
So she'd be how old now? That's 3 more years. So she'd be 102. And Sally Struthers is 77. So 12 minus 7 is 5. I can't do math, but there's a good age gap there.
yeah, 20-some years.
So she was younger, younger. And in that, think about it, you're in Hollywood and you're younger and you're going to be on this game show and Betty White's like so seasoned. And then in front of all these people, oh, no, don't do that.
Well, it is Hollywood, too. If you're going to be on TV,
I know.
most
but it
people
doesn't
don't
make it
eat. They're
right.
all so skinny. It's crazy.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
you don't need
forget.
to say that. Something
You
my,
don't forget
my
it.
Aunt Faye would say.
See? Well, she's old.
Well, Betty White wasn't really that old at the time.
Yeah.
She
How
was
do we
like
know?
52.
We don't know. She could have been older.
If it was, let's say it's 1980.
My
Well,
aunt
it's
would
not
have
1980.
My
It was-
aunt would have
but
said this when she was 20. Didn't give her any excuse.
Some people are just jerks.
Some people just
jerks.
have no filter.
Coming up today at 8
Must
o'clock,
be
I want to
petty.
remind you guys that we're going to give you the Rodeo Sounder of the Day, and that's going to get you free tickets to Rodeo Houston, courtesy of KRBE, between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. When you hear the Rodeo Sounder, inserted anywhere in the station, any song, any commercial, any pause, you might just hear it. You need to be caller 104 at 833-390-KRBE. Now, right now, I'm giving you the number to lock it into your contacts. You're not fumbling around freaking out because you heard the Rodeo Sounder and now you don't know what to
Hey,
do.
coming up next, can we talk about your text? You texted me earlier this morning, like at
Well, I need to talk
4:30 or
about it because I
5.
can't shake it. I can't
Okay.
shake what happened to me
Why
and
you're
my
almost
family
late
in the
today.
middle
What
of the night.
happened to you?
Yes, I'm trying to just focus, but if you hear me all kerfluffled and fumbled and bumbled,
Plus, you want to do it early before your kids listen. They don't want to freak
Okay.
out about it. Freak out.
yeah, it's terrifying. All right, I'll tell you what happened yet. If I can shake it off if I just talk about it, so I'm going to do that in the Tree of Trust, the 6
Yeah.
o'clockers next on the.
KRBE. I love it.
Back to Roula and Ryan.
All right, friends, it's Tree of Trust time, 6 o'clockers. You know, you get all the goods, things that we're going to talk about later in the show when our families are awake.
What, I thought we were in the trust tree with
It's
the
a-
nest. Are we not?
And the raw feed, which will start our first one of the year today.
Yay, Rafi! That's the show after the show. Podcast only, not for air. Okay, it's really not like I'm trying to keep a secret from my family. I just don't want my kids to freak out more. But most everybody, when you're sound asleep, you know, if you hear a fire alarm or your home alarm go off, you would wake up in a frenzy and be like, oh my God, what's happening?
Oh,
So when I was a child watching television, I learned from TV public service announcement ads that if there's a fire in your house, you have to have a plan with your family. You have to all meet in the front yard. Like, find a meeting place. That's your family plan because the house is going to get real smoky. Nobody knows where they are. The meeting place is the front yard, or pick a meeting place. Okay. Well, last night, or this morning, actually, I was already having a hard time sleeping, guys. It was one of those nights where I tried to start falling asleep at 11. And before I knew it, you know, I'm just laying there and I'd look at the time. I was like, okay, it's 12 now. It's 12:15. Now it's like, you know, 1:45. Why? And I never got sound asleep. And at 2:37 a.m., when I finally was in a deep sleep, the house alarm went off.
Oh, God.
Tasso and I fly out of bed and we're just standing there like, oh my God. Because a lot of times, anybody who has a home alarm, you've tripped your own alarm when you've come home. You forgot that it was on and it was started screaming.
Yeah,
and
it's
so you're
during the
scrambling to
day
turn it
and
off
you're
during
up.
the day.
uh-huh.
But in your dead of sleep, finally, when I finally got to my dead of sleep and this thing blew us out of bed, I was scrambling thinking, oh my God, I need to turn it off, but am I supposed to turn it off? There's somebody in the house. We don't know what to do. And so Tassa goes to the living room and I'm standing in the doorway of our bedroom and I'm trying to turn it off because my brain's not functioning. Like, let it keep rolling. Somebody's opened the door. It's the middle of the night. We got to have the cops come.
Couldn't be your dog or anything?
No. I was thinking maybe one of the kids woke up and let the dog out and didn't realize.
Uh-huh.
So I come out of the bedroom and Tasso's just standing there still, like looking towards the garage door. And he's like, I don't know what it is. And I'm like, oh God. And I just was, because I had turned it off to stop the cops from coming. And so we're both standing there and he goes towards the kitchen and I'm kind of like, 3 feet behind him. And then we're trying to listen for noises. And then he goes to the little back door area where you can see the door that leads to our garage that's connected to our house and it's cracked open.
Oh.
And he's like pointing to it. I'm like, oh God. And he goes, get on the cameras. And so we're like whispering to each other, get on the cameras. I'm thinking, okay, the killer was in here. Wouldn't the killer have busted us like into us by now?
Right.
And my dog's not barking and my kids have not come out of their room because I didn't even think to run upstairs because I wanted to run towards wherever it is to get whatever the danger is. And so I'm looking on the cameras and I don't see anything. Like, the garage door's not magically open by itself. Somebody came in through the garage door. I didn't hear any glass break and the door is just cracked open. I'm like shaking talking about it. And Tasso just pushes it closed to see what, like, we hear any noise. And our dog Charlie had come downstairs and she's like around us and she kept jumping up on me, but she's not barking. And I said to Tasso, I go, she's not barking.
Usually she barks if she
somebody
sees,
was here.
They
She
can
senses
smell.
that from so far away. She's not barking. She's just all over us, like she knows we're worried. Because Charlie kept pawing me. She kept pawing me, and I was like, I don't think there's anybody in there. But I don't know. Like I was sweating, and I kept thinking, should I call the cops? Should I call the cops to come look in the garage? And I was like, but Charlie's not barking. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to open the door just real fast. I'm going to open the door and look. And I was like, okay. And I was like over here, and Tasso was like sweating. We are sweating. And so we open the door. It's nothing. We can't figure out what made this door crack open. We could not figure
was
it
it
out.
the garage one, like garage door that goes
The one
that
that
door, or
leads
was it
to
the one?
your garage, not the actual garage door where the car
it
goes.
I mean, that one,
possible?
that door that opens to get in there, though.
Yeah, the door that opens to get
Because you were
was
doing
cracked
storage
open.
stuff yesterday.
Yeah,
Is it
put all my
possible you
Christmas
didn't
away.
close it?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe like
you
a,
thought it was closed,
didn't
but
lock
then
it?
That's what Tasso thinks.
Because
He
the
thinks
wind-
that
the air conditioning maybe just made it like
just popped just enough.
pop.
So we figured that's what it was, and everything was okay, but we were so freaked out. So I go to my kids' bedrooms. I'm thinking, how come they haven't run downstairs? And my son and my middle daughter are in bed together under the covers. And my son's totally freaked out, and my daughter was freaked out. And he was like, I want to come sleep in your bed. I was so scared. What happened? What happened? And I was like, did you hear that, buddy? He's like, yeah, we just covered us under. I just came in here. We just hid under the covers. And then I went to my older daughter's room, and she had woken up because she'd come out of her room, and then she went back in. And I told Tasso, what's the plan, guys? We have a fire plan. What's the home invader plan?
because the kids are upstairs and you're downstairs.
Right. What's a home invader plan? What's supposed to be the plan? Are we supposed to know there's a plan? Is there a general plan for all families to know? If somebody's, because here's my thing. It's like, lock your doors. Do you lock your doors? Yeah, but that can't be my plan. So do I tell them, lock your doors? Because here's my thing. I just was, I've been bombarded with all this bad parenting if your kids have a cell phone in their room overnight. Well, guess what? If they don't have a cell phone in their room and somebody breaks in, how are they going to call 911 for us?
Yep, or talk to you, or you can text them.
So I don't know. I need a plan. What's the plan? What should the plan have been? Should we said if in the middle of the night when the little house alarm goes off, do we all collect? Like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't have an answer. What's the answer?
You can just run.
You should
Tell them to lock
go
the
to
doors?
go to your panic room.
I don't have one.
Uh-oh.
Build one.
Yeah, build one.
I don't know. What's the
But
plan? Do y'all have a plan? 37530. Is there a plan? Like, there's a fire plan. Meet in the front yard, kids.
I always had like the plan the kids would meet because their rooms are next to each other. I'd say, you guys go together. And then
lock the door?
And then, because we were all upstairs, so I'd grab them and then I'd put them in my closet but I had my house. And my dog was so great. He was in the back hiding.
Oh, my God.
I'm like,
He wasn't even
like
barking?
seven, he was scared because of the
Now,
noise.
remember the
That's why
dogs-
sometimes
Yeah.
dogs get scared. They hear that noise.
But dogs
And
have
they go off you, too. If you're scared, they get scared.
That's why she
they
kept pawing
absolutely
us.
play off your emotions, but the dog would start barking. Dogs have 400 times the sense of smell that we have, so they can smell. And if they
their
smell
hearing
somebody
is really
coming
good, right?
into, their hearing is superior. Their sense of smell is superior. They're going to start barking if there's an intruder in the house.
But sometimes they're scared.
So what's the
Still
plan?
start barking though.
I wonder if
My
that's
dog
something
didn't
like a
bark.
cop could give you an answer to. Like
That's what
what
I'm
he
thinking.
would recommend. Because what I would recommend maybe wouldn't be the best what they would suggest.
Like, what do you think?
I would say, like, go in your closet and hide.
But what do you tell your kids?
They know to look
That's
there.
what I'm telling them.
Oh, to
So
tell your
them.
kids to go in the
Yeah.
closet and hide.
Yeah, but if you're trying to, like, be real quick, I don't know, Kev. I just
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that would
That's what
be
I'm saying. You
You
don't
safer
got to be
have a
careful with guns, too.
Then
'cause
be
you have a
laying
gun,
in the
and your
bed.
kid
Most of the
you have
time,
steps that go both ways. So if
Yeah.
you're, what happens
Yeah.
if you had the Tesla
and
pull
your
his gun
kid's
out
trying to run down to get into your room,
and it
you
comes
think
in the other
it's
way
an
by the garage,
intruder?
they go down that way, and you think it's an
I
intruder.
don't know.
Right.
Growing up, we didn't
That'd be
have
terrifying.
this scary.
have any of y'all ever
situation.
done this where you heard a noise in the house and you just yell, "I've got a gun!" just to put it out there and try and scare
No.
a possible
Can't say I've
intruder.
done
If I
that,
sounded like
right?
that, I've got a gun.
Well, I didn't mean it like in that voice.
Well, if
No,
anything,
Weapon.
Brad's got a sound effect of a gun on his phone.
You're like Home Alone.
I don't know, guys.
You
I
dirty
need-
animal, filthy animals.
animal.
Yeah. You're a filthy animal. 37530, if you can tell me, like, what's a good plan? Because I was raised knowing what the fire plan is, but I never once saw a commercial when I was a kid of, if somebody's a home intruder, here's your family plan.
I bet
What's
you could
the
hire
family
somebody
plan?
to come to your house, look at it, and then tell you the best way, because every house
Yeah.
is different.
Well, it's not even about us being together, Eric. It's like the immediate, you have like 4 seconds to react. Should your kids know, lock the door, hide in the closet? Should your kids know, run all in the same room and all of y'all be together and lock the door and hide in the closet? Or run downstairs and hide in the something?
But
I don't know.
Everyone running doing crazy things, and you got somebody with a gun.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Happen.
I don't know what is the smart plan. So I would really love
move to a high rise.
Somebody
like
to 37530 call me. No, because my high rise fear is fire. How are you going to get down 22 flights of steps?
Oh yeah,
parachute.
That scares me.
Yeah, y'all don't have a fire escape like in New York.
I got a lot of old people there, so I know I can get down fast.
Oh,
using them as a human shield.
They'll be in the way on the stairs.
They won't even make it to the stairwells. What he's saying, they're going to be too slow to act. He'll be faster
Is
than
this
them.
me, the young guy?
Quick like a bunny. Quick like a bunny.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, Brazoria County's Sheriff's Office Deputy Jesus Vargas. This is a sad story. He was shot and killed while serving a warrant in Southwest Houston.
I was riveted. Y'all, I watched this from the second it happened all day until I couldn't
It went on for like 6 hours.
That's near my kids' school, so they were all locked in.
Yeah.
Man.
It started at 11:30 a.m. in a strip center off Stella Link, just inside the South Loop. Now, it appeared to have happened at a Dollar Tree. 56-year-old Sean Christopher Davis was identified as the suspect. A blue alert was issued for Davis around 2:20 in the afternoon. And then around 5 p.m., U.S. Marshal K-9 Rocky the dog, alerted investigators to a dumpster near the original shooting scene. The dog alerted to the dumpster several times when the deputies approached it. Davis opened fire from inside. The K-9 was shot at least 2 different times, and the deputies returned fire, striking Davis, who died in the dumpster. Rocky the dog was taken to a hospital and is in stable condition. Deputy Vargas was a 17-year veteran who was married with 3 children.
Awful.
Terrifying.
Horrible story.
You just giving him a warrant?
Yeah, serving a warrant.
You
And
know,
this guy had a rap sheet that was a mile
since like
long.
1987, he's been nothing but crime. Since 1987. And like the cop said in the press conference yesterday, this guy was 100% ready to just shoot whoever was next, because the fact that he shot at the dog like that, if that had been people, he would just gone his way out
And
shooting.
there's a lot of people in that walk around that area, that center. That's where
my husband's first
Bread
bread. When Tasso started bread in our house, the first commercial space we got was right there. You have
next
an
to
O'Reilly
O'Reilly?
Auto Parts. Then it was Breadman Baking Company. That was the Octoplasma place where you donate blood or you sell your plasma. Then there was the La Michoacan, the market. And I guess the Dollar Tree towards the end. And so on the news, I'm like, I called my husband because he's not in that location. I go, it's right next to the doors of Breadman. And then, behind that strip center is where all the dumpsters are, and that's where he was found, in one of those dumpsters back there, which I'm shocked that that's where he ended up, because when he went on the run, they were at Latma and Stella Link. Latma takes you into a neighborhood that I know really well, because when I was in high school at St. Thomas, some of my friends lived in there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, well, he might run into somebody's house. Like me yesterday, I had my garage open because I was putting away all of the Christmas, and this, you don't know what's happening. You're not watching the news. He could have just run to somebody's house like
tried,
that.
and then he realized the cops everywhere, so he went back, which is
crazy. He
returned
went
to the
back
scene of the crime.
to basically the scene of the crime and jumped in that dumpster.
Maybe he thought, they won't look here.
Because it's too close to where it happened. They think I've spread out now. It's crazy, y'all. That was a crazy manhunt yesterday. I'm glad they got him, but my God, Officer Vargas and his family and just
awful.
Another brother has fallen in the line of duty. So I know they're going to rally for him and his family. Deputy Jesus Vargas.
Yes, as more information
eternal.
comes available, we will let you know.
My goodness. Coming up next, it's time for Roula and Ryan's Roses, where somebody is very suspicious about their mate's behavior, wondering if they're lying and cheating on them. Let's find out next on KRBE.